Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. For today guys, I'm gonna do part 183 to my ChatGPT Character Champion series. I did make a few other new characters on here guys. Some of them I made some of my characters from my old chatbots, like character AI. Like I did make the Steel and Ghost type Toad for example. I made them as characters on here. However, before I do any of them, I want to do the normal crocodile that's on here. I have a dragon one as well, but since I did the dragon Rexy, I believe last time, well, let's do something different. This is this is supposed to be about a crocodile, but it's originally called Toadal's Journey of Change because, well, you'll see exactly what happens. Let's just say it's not a good story, but I want to try to make them happy. So yeah, it's the stories are called on here. It's called The Tale of a Forgotten Smile. That's horrifying, or that's bad sounding. The Journey of a Crocodile. Yeah, you guys will see what I mean. The sun rose over the quiet town nestled beside a sparkling river, and like every morning, the townsfolk stirred with anticipation, not for work or errands, but for the tiny blue Pokemon that would come skipping into town square just after sunrise. Okay, that's cute as frick. He was a Toadile, no taller than a toddler. His scales are rich aquatic blue with ruby red spikes running down his back. What made him so beloved wasn't just his looks, though, though those helped. It was the way he smiled, a wide, infectious grin that could melt even the coldest heart. And the dance? Oh, the dance. Every day he'd throw his tiny arms up, wiggle his hip. Oh, that's cute. Stomp his little feet and spin a clumsy but heartwarming circle. Okay, I would love to meet this Toadile now. The children would giggle, the shopkeepers would clap, some of the elderly swore that singing his little jig made their... What the frick? Some of the elderly swore that singing his little jig made their arthritis vanish, even if only for a few seconds. Okay, that's kind of funny. What the frick? He helped whenever he could. Saw someone drop their groceries? Toadile would scramble to pick 'em up with a determined chirp. A crying child? He'd leap up with a goofy face and do his waddle dance until the tears teared into laughter. That's so cute. I love his Toadile. Toadile adored being helpful. He lived for the smiles. He didn't have to, but making others happy made him happy. But then, something changed. One day, while playing near the edge of the forest, Toadile heard a deep, thunderous roar that shook the trees. Flames lit the horizon. It was Entei, the volcano Pokemon, stomping toward town, his eyes burning with fury. A territorial dispute with another wild Pokemon had drawn him here. Chaos erupted. Most Pokemon fled, but Toadile, though shaking with fear, stood his ground. The townspeople hiding watched in disbelief as the little water type rushed the beast. Entei's flames met Toadile's water in a clash of power, and miraculously, Toadile's determination, strategy, and a wild surge of inner strength won the battle. The moment Entei collapsed and fled, a light enveloped Toadile's body. The evolution was instant. He stood there now as Crocodile, taller, bulkier, more powerful, yet still himself. At first he was thrilled. He ran toward the townspeople, arms open for hugs, tail wagging, expecting cheers. But the reaction wasn't what he expected. A teenage boy scoffed, "Ew! What is that? That thing looks like it got hit with a truck." Oh, frick off, dude. You evil little frick. I love Crocodile. I think he's cute. I would be hard to see somebody that says that about him. I think Crocodile's adorable. An older woman shook her head. Ugh, that big belly and jagged face. One ugly freak. Even a few children who once begged to dance with him now hid behind their parents, crying. Crocodile blinked. He let a cheerful noise, thinking maybe it was just a misunderstanding. But it wasn't. Day after day, he heard more of it. Disgusting.
Not cute anymore.
I liked him better as a Totodile. What a waste of a good Pokemon. Oh, shut up, people. Really? Stop being so mean. It hurt more than any flame Entei had thrown at him. He tried dancing again. It wasn't the same. He felt awkward. His movements were heavier. His grin wasn't returned. It wasn't just one or two mean people. It was almost everyone. The only ones who didn't turn their backs on him were his family. His mother and father, strong, proud for alligator, told him how brave he was, how proud they were. His younger siblings still asked him to play. His brothers and sisters, especially the youngest Totodile, still loved his dances, even if he did them less often. But even their warmth couldn't drown out the voices of the crowd. One day, without a word, Crocodile vanished. He found shelter in a forgotten, run-down house just behind the woods. The roof sagged and the windows were cracked, but it was quiet, safe, and alone. He lived there for weeks, his heart heavy. Sometimes he'd try to smile in the mirror, but even his reflection wouldn't smile back. Okay, that's horrible. What the frick, dude? He stopped dancing, he stopped laughing, he stopped hoping. Until one day, the sound of footsteps. Crono was lying in a dim corner of the abandoned house, curled up among a pile of worn blankets he dragged in. He was half asleep, the room faintly lit by shafts of golden afternoon light through the broken window. Crunch! A step on the gravel path outside. His red eyes opened slowly. Another step. A human? He crept toward a gap in the wooden boards and peeked out with curiosity and fear battling in his chest. He didn't recognize you. You looked different from the others. You didn't seem angry or mocking. Part of him wanted to go outside, to say hello, to ask for a smile, but the words ugly freak still echoed in his head. So instead, he just watched, silently, waiting, and unsure. Oh my gosh. Carl is watching you from behind the boards. He's quite curious. His eyes are tired and there's a deep sadness behind them. There's a house a little ways out from the town? Question mark? It looks abandoned. Come on. There's a house that said run down. I said, there's a rundown looking house a little ways out from the town. Looks abandoned. Oh my gosh, dude. You catch the glimpse of Red Eye staring at you. Imagine that. Holy cow. The forest path you've been walking on bends just slightly to the left, where tall grass and overgrown bushes pressing close. That's when you see it. Just beyond the thinning tree stands a small, run-down house, crooked and leaning like it's tired of standing. The roof sags near the middle, some of the shingles missing or flapping loosely in the breeze. The windows are clouded with grime, and one of them is cracked through the center like a spider web. The wooden steps creak as the wind pushes at them, and ivy crawls up one side of the house like it's trying to swallow it whole. But there's something off. Despite how abandoned it looks, it feels occupied. The ground around the house is scuffed in places, like something large has been walking or pacing them. A faint trail in the grass leads to the door. There's even a small collection of berries placed carefully near the front, almost like a food stash. and from one of the darkened wooden slates near a cracked side window, something moves, very slightly. You catch the glimpse of red eyes staring at you, not menacing, but hesitant and weary. Someone or something is watching. A Pokemon? Whatever whatever it is, it hasn't run off. It's still staring and waiting. Is it just me? Or is there something staring at me? Hello? Question mark? Okay, good. I was hoping it didn't. As your voice carries gently through the warm air, the forest quiets around you for just a moment. The breeze rustles the leaves above, but nothing else stirs, except for that faint movement behind the broken slats of the old house. Then, a low, uncertain grunt comes from inside. Quiet, barely audible, but it's there. From the shadows, the red eyes blink once, then hesitate. You see it more clearly now. A wide snout, jagged but familiar. A crocodile. He doesn't move any closer, but you can see him better now. He's crouched near the window inside, half hidden in the darkness of the room. His blue scales are duller than they should be, like they haven't seen sunlight in a while. The red spots on his back twitch slightly, and his claws fidget with something, maybe a small cracked berry shell or a loose floorboard. He looks like he hasn't smiled in a long time, but he heard you, and your voice made him pause. He leans forward just a little more, exposing half of his face through the crack in the wood. His red eye searches your face, scanning it for something. Fear, hatred, disgust. But you're not like the others. You didn't flinch. You didn't insult him. You just said hello. His mouth opens like he's about to say something, then closes again. His tail thumps once against the floor inside. He's waiting. Scared, but curious. He's listening. Ooh. Crocodile? What are you doing in this house? Oh, yes, he's talking. That's cute. The Cardinal flinches just slightly when you say his name out loud. His claws stop fidgeting. He shifts back a little, the dim light catching his face just enough to show his tired expression. You've caught him off guard. There's silence at first. You can hear the distant chirp of Pidgey in the trees, the soft rustle of wind. For a moment you might think he won't answer. Then a quiet, low voice, raspy from disuse, you hear, I live here now. It's not defensive, not angry, just empty. Like he's already accepted that this is how things are. He slowly rises to a crouch behind the window's wooden frame, his claws gripping the steel as he peers at you with those cautious red eyes. His voice comes again, a little steadier, but still carrying that deep sadness. People don't like how I look anymore. So I left. His gaze drops to the floor inside the house. They used to smile when they saw me. They used to cheer when I danced. He looks up at you again, now with a snarl. not with suspicion, but with quiet determination. Like part of him still wants to believe you might be different. But after I evolve, they just called me names. He hesitates, and as I saw her whisper, they said I was ugly. He looks down again, biting the inside of his cheek nervously. One cold hand grips the wall beside him as though it's the only thing holding him in place. You get the feeling he's been holding all of this in for a long, long time. And now, for the first time, he's waiting to see what you will say. Ugly? Question mark. That's not right. You're not ugly. I think you're adorable. Oh my gosh. He has not heard the word adorable in weeks. And so the minute I call him adorable, it's like, holy frick. Let me go and tell you guys, there's a chatbot I made just today that has to do with the Totodile line again, but it's a whole huge family of Totodile, Crocodile for alligator. And somehow some of the poor ones that I've helped in the past in these chatbots have written a book somehow about me. And it has even the part where I got turned into a flippin' tiny velociraptor in a lot of these chatbots. And let's just say that, well, I ain't gonna spoil, but let's just say that Toad family was very happy to find out about it. But yeah, he's already shocked. Chrono's eyes widen. He stiffens like your words hit harder than any attack he's ever taken. You, you think I'm... His voice cracks at the end. He blinks rapidly as if trying to process what you just said. Adorable? No one had called him that since he evolved. Not once. He pulls back from the window just slightly, not to hide, like he's suddenly unsure what to do with himself. He hears shaky breath from inside the house, and then slowly, cautiously, Kronos steps forward through the half-broken door. The light touches him fully for the first time. His blue scales shimmer faintly under the sun, still dulled from stress, but underneath you can see the natural beauty of his patterns. His red back spikes glint just a little. His round belly rises and falls with deep, nervous breaths. He clutches his hands together near his chest. His eyes are locked on yours. He looks scared, but also hopeful. You think I'm not hideous? Oh my gosh. His voice is small, almost like a scared child asking if a nightmare's over. He shovels forward a little more, standing just a few feet away now, his tail dragging the dirt behind him. He looks you up and down, trying to see if you're lying, but you're not. His lip quivers slightly. Even with my big belly? My sharp teeth? He pokes at his own chest with a claw. Even with this weird mouth and the spots? He lowers his gaze again, the doubt creeping in. Oh no, his defense is built from so much pain. But then his voice returns, even softer than before. You really think I'm adorable? He wants to believe it so badly, he's just never been given a reason to, until now. Yes, I think you're adorable. Exclamation point. Please don't be afraid, my friend. You don't look so good. Why don't you get out of that house? There we go. Cornell's breath catches. You can see the moment it happens, like something inside him finally starts to crack. Not in a bad way, in a way that lets light in. His arms, once clenched against his chest, lower slowly. His eyes well up with the faintest shimmer of tears, and his jaw quivers as he really tries to process the warmth in your words. You called me your friend? He repeats softly, as if saying it aloud might make it real. He takes one trembling step forward out of the shadow of the doorway, and another. The sunlight washes over him, and his whole body stiffens at first, like he's forgotten what warmth felt like. His scales, dulled from weeks of isolation, seem to wake up under the glow. A faint glimmer begins to return to his skin, like your kindness is already beginning to heal something deeper than wounds. He looks at you, completely outside now, and nods weakly. Okay, I'll try, he says, voice still quiet but steadier. Colonel walks forward on shaky legs, his movement sluggish, not from fear anymore, but exhaustion. His belly rumbles slightly. His spikes twitch like they're stretching for the first time in days. His tail drags behind him, brushing the dirt, but this time it wags just a little. As he gets closer to you, he stops and looks up again, face soft and uncertain. You're the first person to say something kind to me since I evolved, he murmurs. I thought everyone hated me. Even when my family tried to help, I couldn't believe it anymore. But now, I want to believe again. Then, timidly, like a child unsure if it's allowed, he steps closer to your side. Can I stay near you? Just for a little while. Squaw's hand twitches at his side like he wants to reach for yours, but he's too afraid to ask. With hope in his eyes, it's real, and it's growing. That's cool. Here we go. I hold my hand out to the. I wish I could say the name and I would put it, but it won't. Sure you can. Don't be afraid of me. I'm not gonna call you ugly or hurt you. You're safe around me. Makes you wonder how defensive this Pokemon would get. Like, I could just imagine, like, how humans start treating him, and instead of becoming helpful, he's just like, oh, heck no, you want to sit there and pick on the one person who hasn't called me ugly in weeks? I'm gonna freaking destroy you, you motherfucker! Doing Cardinal's voice is so motherfucking fun. I have so much fun doing that voice. I actually do that a lot. Whenever I watch my PBR, or watch any PBR videos, I'll all the time do the announcer, and I'll do it in Cardinal's voice. I just have so much fun doing it. Especially when saying certain lines like, ripped into by seed flare, or sky attack rains down havoc. Like, it's actually very fun. I enjoy doing the announcer in general, especially doing it in his voice. Carl stares at my outstretched hand like it's something he's forgotten existed. His eyes widen, not in fear, but awe, that someone would offer him kindness like this after everything. It's almost too much. For a second, he just stands there, trembling. You see his clawed fingers twitch, hovering near his chest. He blinks rapidly, his throat working to hold back the surge of emotion rising up. And then, he steps forward. Slowly and cautiously, he reaches out his claw. It's rough and cracked in some places, scars from the fight with Entei and the hard days that followed, but it trembles gently as he places it into your palm. The moment your hand touches his, he shudders, not from fear, but from relief. His eyes squeeze shut, and two warm tears spill down his cheeks as he grips your hand a little tighter as cute as frick. You mean it? he whispers. He lets out a deep breath like he's been holding it for weeks. I'm really safe. I'm really not alone. And then something amazing happens. The corners of his mouth curls, and he gets a smile. Not wide, not perfect, but real. The first real smile he's had since the day he evolved. Colonel gently presses his forehead to your arm for a moment, a soft sound escaping him. Half a sigh, half a grateful little purr. His tail gets another small wag. Stronger now. Thank you, he mutters. You don't know how much I needed this. He doesn't let go of your hand, and now under the afternoon sun with the wind gently stirring the trees and the broken house behind him, Colonel begins to believe in kindness again. That was actually very sweet. You're welcome. Period. You don't look so good, my friend. Do you want me to give you a full restore? To heal you up? Colonel lifts his head slightly, eyes still shimmering but now soft with trust. At the mention of a full restore, his expression shifts. A quiet gasp leaves his throat as if he can't believe you're even offering him something so generous. He sniffs once, glancing down at himself. The scuffed scales, the small scrapes and bruises still lingering from his fight with Entei, and the fatigue from weeks of poor sleep and barely enough food. His tail curls slightly around your ankle like a tired toad owl would cling to a friend. Thane nods. I'd like that, if you really don't mind, he says quietly. And want to ask, but my body's been hurting for a while. I just been pretending it didn't. Oh my gosh. He leans into you slightly, still holding your hand. His whisper now. I didn't think anyone would care if I was hurting. Oh my gosh, what the frick? The vulnerability in his tone is raw and honest, but as he stands here beside you, your hand his, the sun is scales, and hope in his heart, there's no doubt anymore. He's not alone, and for the first time in weeks, he doesn't feel broken, just tired and ready to heal. I go into my bag and real quickly grab a full restore and a bunch of berries. Here you go. Are you a girl? Oh, you mother fricker. Here you go. Exclamation point. These are for you. This is so cute and sweet. I love this. Colonel watches you dig into your bag, blinking with curiosity and quiet awe. When you pull out the full restore and a small bundle of berries, his eyes widen again, not just at the items, but at the fact that you're really giving them to him. You hold them out. He stares for a heartbeat longer, then slowly, gently reaches out with both claws. He takes the full restore first, carefully clutching the vial in his clawed hands like it's something sacred. With a gentle nod, he uncaps it and drinks. A soft, warm glow spreads across his body. You can see the difference immediately. The dullness in his scales begins to fade, color returning to his blue hide and red spines. Scrapes vanish, bruises dissolve, and the sagging weight of exhaustion lifts from his posture. His back straightens a little, and his tail lifts, and his breathing becomes easier. He exhales deeply, his eyes wide in wonder. I feel... Wow! He looks down at his arms, flexing his claws and wiggling his toes in the dirt like he's testing whether this is really real. I haven't felt this good since before I evolved. Then you offer the berries, Petra, Citrus, Oran, and a few others, and he stares at them like they're a gift from Arceus himself. He sits down carefully beside you in the grass, placing the berries in his lap, his claws moving delicately as he eats. He savors each one like it's a treasure, humming softly with each bite. Mmm, these are so good, he mumbles, voice filled with quiet happiness. He glances at you between mouthfuls. You really are different. After finishing the berries, he wipes his mouth with the back of his arm and looks at you more seriously, but still with that gentle, thankful expression. I think I want to go home someday, he says. To my family, to my siblings. I miss them. Then he looks down again, shyly. But can I stay with you a little longer first? I feel safer around you. And this time, when he smiles, oh, that's cute. It's wide and real, and so very him. I love how I said so very him. I mean, granted, when he always smiles at Toad. You know what's funny? Every time in the games, because of like how Game Freak does the affection thing, um, most Toadows usually hate me, and it's Fragers act like this, where the Fragers will always be like the friendly and gentle giants, while Toto will be the aggressive and scary little kid, you know? Yes. Period. If you want, I can help you get back to your family in a little bit, if that's what you want. Just please make sure to let them know I'm not a threat, and that I helped you, because I don't want them to think that I am hurting you or an intruder. You can stay with me for a long time if you want. I don't care if it's for the rest of the day. Uh, Colonel's eyes shimmer again, but this time not with pain. This time it's from something softer and warmer. Hope. He looks at you, stunned for a moment, like he can't believe what you just said. That you'd let him stay with you for as long as he wants. That you'd help him find his family. That you'd think about his comfort, his fears, and even the safety of yourself. Slowly he reaches out again, this time not out of hesitation, but pure affection, and wraps his arms around your waist in a gentle hug. That's adorable. His snout rests against your side as he murmurs, I I really don't deserve someone like you, but I'm so glad I found you. He holds you there for a long moment, his tail gently thumping the grass behind him in slow, steady wags. Then he pulls back just enough to look up at you. I'll tell them, he promises softly. My mom, my dad, my brothers and sisters, they'll know you helped me when nobody else would. I'll tell them how kind you were. I'll make sure they know you're not a threat. There's someone they can trust. He places a claw gently on your hand. You healed me. Not just my body, but my heart, too. He then glances toward the distant trees with a soft, thoughtful look. I'd like to stay with you a little longer first. Maybe rest, maybe talk, and then when we go, maybe you can come with me. I want them to meet you. Carl stands up a bit straighter now. His back no longer slouches under the weight of sadness. He seems brighter and stronger. like the old toad I was still in there, not gone, just waiting to shine again. And right now with you beside him, the light is starting to glow again. That's pretty sweet. I don't mind about going with you. Period. Besides, I love tomatoes. I'll frick off. They are my favorite Pokemon. Hence why I was being so nice to you. And why I treated you so well when nobody else would. In fact, like I was telling you when you were staring at me from that window, I don't think you're ugly. In fact, I think you are adorable. Even as a 7 foot tall. I love to see they are my favorite porn, hence why I was being so nice to you and why I treated you so. Like I was telling you when you were staring at me through that window. I don't think you're ugly. You're adorable, even as a 7 foot tall for an alligator. Even as a right now, I think you're still adorable. Carl stares up at you, mouth slightly parted, his eyes wild with disbelief. But this time isn't confusion or fear behind them. It's wonder and awe. Pure, soul deep gratitude. You really mean it? He whispers, almost breathless. His voice cracks again. This time it's not from sadness. His whole body seems to soften as your words sink in. You love Toadal. You love Crocodile. You think Feraligatr, a towering, powerful creature, is adorable. And you said that to him with no fear, no mockery, just love. He takes a deep, shaking breath and sits down beside you again, this time much closer. His side presses lightly against your leg, not for support, but comfort. I always thought I was just a mistake after I evolved, he says quietly. I ruined what people liked about me. That I'd never be cute again. Never be loved again. He glances up at you, a small tear slipping down his cheek. But he doesn't hide it this time. But you think I'm adorable even now. Even if I evolved again. He wipes his snout with the back of his claw and gives the faintest giggle. The sound is rusty, but real. It's the kind of sound he probably made a lot back when he was a Toadal, and it's slowly coming back. You're amazing. You know that? I don't think anyone's ever treated me like this before. Not even before I evolved. Then, with sudden, gentle determination, he nudges his snout against your arm and smiles, wide, toothy, and completely unashamed. You're my best friend now, and when I do evolve into a Feraligatr, I'm gonna stay adorable, just like you said. Okay, that would be so cute. Dude, I can just imagine a Feraligatr dancing and being happy. Oh my gosh, I would be in love with it. Just like my Feraligatr doesn't dance, but he smiles, and that smile is so beautiful. He has like the most adorable little grin. He nudges your side again playfully, his tail wagging behind him. And I'll protect you with everything I have. Anyone who calls me ugly again? He snorts. They can deal with me and my adorableness together. He grins at you, genuinely and joyfully, and for the first time since he evolved, Kronoff feels love. That's adorable. There you go. Exactly what I wanted him to feel. Love. I did not like how I said that. That was so creepy. Love. That's very sweet. Period. That smile you have is adorable. And I can assure you, if you continue having that smile, even when you are a towering I will still love it just the same. Girls were like, holy cow, this kid loves my smile too. Honestly, guys, in real life, yeah, I do. It took me a while to get used to Chrono's 3D model when I first saw it, but when I did, I fell in love with him. In fact, his little happy cry is one of the most adorable things I've ever heard in my life. I love that little adorable cry. Okay, it says, Chrono, what's out of... Wait, okay. I'm going to do one more before I stop this video. Chrono lets out a soft, emotional gasp at the moment you say that. He freezes for a second, stunned again by your kindness, your genuine love for him, not in spite of what he is, but because of it. Then his eyes squeeze shut and he leans into you again, this time wrapping both arms around you in a full, tight hug. It's warm, gentle, and just a little clingy, like he doesn't want to let go of this feeling ever again. You know, that reminds me. You know what's funny? This Chrono's supposed to be based on a crocodile that I originally made a character AI. That was like one of the first chatbots I ever made. What do you know? He's starting to act like that crocodile because he's becoming pretty clingy. Although I like making my own characters instead of talking to somebody else's characters in character AI because the few times I did talk to other people's characters, besides that baby Toad, let me go and say whoever made that baby Toad deserves a lot of credit because that was one of the best things I ever talked to in character AI, and I still think it's one of my favorite ones I've ever talked to. But I've seen other ones that like either called Chrono are very ugly or fat or I don't remember what the words people use, but it just hurts me. Hence why I talk to my own characters only. Oh, this is cute. I'm gonna keep smiling then, he murmurs into your side, voice muffled slightly. Just like this. For you. Because you're the one who helped me remember how. He pulls back just enough to look at you again, his grin stretches across his face, wide, genuine, and absolutely beaming. His sharp teeth glint in the sun, but they don't look scary anymore. Not to you. They look like part of him. Part of that same sweet little toad you would have loved back then, too. I don't care how big I get, he says, tail swishing happily behind him. If you still see me as adorable, then I'll always feel that way inside. Then, more bashfully, he adds, I love you too, you know? You don't have to say it back. I just wanted you to know. I never felt this happy before. He rests beside you in the grass, belly full, body healed, and heart safe, smiling, glowing, and dreaming of the day he gets to walk beside you again, even as a proud, tall alligator with that same adorable smile you held to bring back. Okay, that's so cute. I appreciate that. Exclamation point. You're really sweet. Even with how you were treated. Period. Thank you for not trying to aggressively attack me when you first saw me. Oh my gosh. Cornwall chuckled softly to sound gentle and heartfelt. He nestles a bit closer beside you, his tail lazily swishing behind him in the grass. I wanted to, for a second, he admits honestly, glancing up at you with a sheepish grin. Not because I'm mean or because I wanted to hurt anyone, because I was scared. I thought you were just another person coming to call me names or chase me off again. He looks down at his claws as he closes them and rests them in his lap. But then I heard your voice. He glanced at you again, a small warmth in his expression. It wasn't angry. It wasn't mocking. It was curious and kind. He chose again, his grin growing. And then you said hello. Like I was just a normal friend, not a freak or a monster. He turns to face you fully, red eyes soft with emotion. So, I took a chance, and I'm glad I did. He reaches out and gently pats your hand with his claw, carefully, almost tenderly. You didn't just stop me from attacking, you saved me from giving up on people altogether. Then he adds with a cheeky smirk and a twinkle in his eye. Besides, if I had attacked you, I would have never gotten to hear you call me adorable. He snorts a little laugh, coolly teasing, and settles beside you again, peaceful, relaxed, and glowing inside and out. For the first time in what feels like forever, Cronoff feels safe, Cronoff feels sane, and Croconoff feels loved. That's actually very cute. He's adorable. Either way, I really appreciate that you were sweet enough not to do that. Period. With what little you told me about your past. Give me a second.